Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and at this time I've decided to go out into the field and go a little sideways, and instead of playing video games, we're going to look at pinball. This is the Pacific Pinball Museum in Alameda, California. Now, pinball is what came before we had video game arcades. You would have coin-operated machines that actually had moving parts with balls and clipboards and stuff. But pretty much a lot of the notions of what worked in video games actually came from pinball in many ways, albeit in its own particular way. And the reverse also happened, where pinball itself would take a lot of cues from video games, trying to stay competitive and stay relevant. Nowadays, the number of people that make pinball machines is a whole lot fewer compared to the number of coin-op machines. But you still get new ones. Here's Transformers, Iron Man, Tron, AC/DC. Whereas you can go back and you can see the really, really old machines that don't have any computerized parts. They don't have any audio, any sound effects. It's all bells and relays. There's a lot of these machines make a lot of clicking as the relays fire off. But anyway, I thought I'd ask one of the guys that works here to talk us through.
I'm Dan, and I'm with the Pacific Pinball Museum. And today, we have close to 90 machines for the public to come in and play.
It's $15 for adults and $7.50 for kids.
$7.50 for kids. We have about 1,000 games in our warehouse, and we swap them out about once a month.
Wow.
There's 4 more rooms beyond this.
That is.
We have a little bit of history up on top of the machines. You can see these little toppers on top. That tells you like what year and who is loaning us the game, and almost all the machines are on loan from private collections, and they're here for the public to play. About once a week, we have a tech crew come in, and they come in,
maintain them,
play fields, and they replace the parts. And if we don't do that once a week,
how many machines break a week?
Oh, at least 10, 12 a week.
Wow.
So yeah, the public's pretty hard.
That's the physicality of the game, right? It's
like the gravity that holds us down.
Gravity and inertia.
Yeah. Eventually we'd like to create a big museum, a science, art, and history museum where we can teach young people about what pinball is all about. Because for about 60 years, 70 years, pinball was even bigger than movies. And it brought in more money than the movie industry collectively.
I did not know that.
People don't know that. These used to be everywhere in hardware stores and barber shops.
Yeah.
And
they get ultimately replaced by video games.
They got replaced by video games, and then when the handheld things come through, now even video games are
right.
They're going
the same way.
So anyway, these are the older machines that we have here. Pinball really
Bagatelle
in the 1930s. Yeah, there's a Bagatelle up on the wall from the 1870s. And these
historically significant games.
Yeah, here's Wiffle, 1931, the game that started everything. It started the pinball craze out here in California. And some of the early operators, they were shocked when they would open these up, and the reason why they would stop playing was because there were
too many quarters.
Yeah.
It's an old story. I've heard that. So, Sky, this is your first pinball. Do you like this game? Oh, this is Cover Girl, which is a beauty queen themed game. The object is to light 6 blue cover girls for replays. It has gobble holes, a red-white target, and a classic Roy Harder back glass. Now this is the best part of the whole museum. It's a plexiglass game with all the internals. It's a full relay machine. It's not a solid state, so you can take a look under and see all these moving parts. Look at that giant transformer there. Yeah, before we had silicon, before we had transistors, we would have relays that would run everything, and that would account for a lot of the names. Look at the timing circuit there, huh? We have the bonus unit up here. So all of that wiring in there, that's crazy. And of course you can see all the stuff underneath that moves the balls around the course. Here's the ball bouncing around up there. You can see everything flying around. This is just like fascinating to watch this thing shooting stuff around. They had to do all this in hardware. They couldn't write software. They didn't write software in these days. Nowadays, of course, everything's implemented in silicon, and you can recode game rules easily enough. In fact, MAME has a bunch of pinball machines emulated, but obviously you don't have the hardware for them. This is actually the wiring diagram for that game, and you can see it is crazy, Can you imagine being a service engineer? I can't. That's way more. I guess that's the equivalent of source code for the electrical engineer. Crazy stuff. Space Station Pinball Rendezvous, obviously for Kerbal fans. This thing shoots off up there, bounces around. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, darn, I lost the ball because I'm trying to play this one-handed. You wanna play, Ryan? On you go. No, push this. You're trying to rendezvous with the space station. I think your pinball strategy isn't necessarily the best. Oh, you lost. Oh, no. It's so fast. I don't know when this was made, but it has shuttle artwork. It has people using the MMUs. Clearly, this had higher hopes for the space, higher hopes for the NASA space program than were ever realized. There's an actual space station there up here. Shuttle score. There's a space. You lost that already, Ryan. All the sounds of this remind me of Defender. Come on, Ryan. Shit. This is the noisiest room in the entire place. Has all the modern games. We have Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, CSI, Twilight Zone, Revenge from Mars, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Addams Family. It is absolutely marvelous. Yeah. In big demand. I do like the way the Indiana Jones game has a gun instead of a pool for shooting the balls. Oh, you missed it. I like this, how the bumper here says crime scene, do not cross. Oh, the ball's going nuts. The modern machines are so much faster and shinier and whatever. That's what you get for having to compete with video games. So one of the things that did happen, I think, in the 90s is a lot of them added these screens at the top, and these screens would frequently have, you know, games and stuff on them where you would do stuff with the flippers that didn't actually involve the ball. Like such as this, fighting against the big dude. Well, it's kind of interesting to watch this because, well, this is made in 1993, and I'm pretty sure that computer graphics had advanced a whole lot further than this at that time. Then again, I think there was more to do with display technology, that they didn't want to put a cathode ray tube in this thing, so instead they used this LCD array. Still, you know, that's an interesting part of the series. Here we have electronic pinball. You can see the playfield and everything. And I looked at this and I was trying to figure out how is that playfield being projected? And then I came down and I realized that it's on the ceiling of the cabinet there. And that's reflecting off the screen. That's amazing. Pinball isn't the only game they've got. There's a bunch of other physical, electrical entertainment things. There's this be a sidewalk engineer, operate the crane to. The idea is to pick up dirt and try and put it in the hopper. It is very hard. There's this I don't know, Bimbo 3-ring circus thing. I have no idea what that is, but it is creepy. This is creepy as hell, if you ask me. I swear, there's a horror movie where these things come alive and come at you with razors. Come on, do it. Make him go Gangnam Style. Yeah, I think this is more so I didn't hear the answer, so they have to change that.